Is it filming? Yes. Okay guys, hi guys. Today I'm going to talk about something which I've been requested to talk about many times. And it's about motivation and procrastination. So as you probably know, I am doing 2 master degrees at the moment. I was doing an internship. Internship is now over. I have done the amount of hours I was required to do. However, because I enjoyed doing it so much, I am still doing it. So I'm working at the internship every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday morning. So when you have all those things to do, you end up with very little free time. This free time you want to use to have fun and see your friends and do the things you wanted to do, but you also end up being really tired. So very frequently I just don't do much. How do I deal with that? Is it difficult? What about the pressure? What about the organization? I think many people from the outside think of me as a very hardworking person, which I can be in a way, but it's not natural for me. Like, being organized is not natural. I am not someone who has a lot of motivation and a lot of sort of discipline. I'm not happy that I have all those things to do, all those deadlines and whatever. This is not like an environment in which I feel the happiest and in which I even feel very comfortable. This makes me feel really stressed, really tired. I worry all the time. And this also prevents me from doing the things I love the most, which are to write, to read, and to just, explore Paris, like run, do yoga, exercise, eat healthy. This year has been really hectic for me, really busy, which has changed my lifestyle a lot. One thing that's the most important for me and that works all the time for me is to remind myself why I'm doing all of this. Sometimes it gets really just too much for me, honestly. Sometimes I just want to have nothing to do. I want to be able to go out and not worry about the time I'm gonna come back, or not worry about this thing I have to do for tomorrow, not worrying about this class I have to prepare for tomorrow, not worry about this paper that maybe I should rewrite, not worry about the fact that my friends want to Skype with me or want to call me or want to see me in the afternoon, but I cannot because I'm gonna be too tired tomorrow morning. But I remind myself that in the end I will have diplomas and certifications that will allow me to do what I like, that will allow me to work, hopefully, to get enough money to live and to do the things I want to do. Being a French teacher, I will perhaps have the possibility to travel around the world, which is something I want to live. I will have the ability, the capacity and the chance to help people, and that's amazing too. Studying literature, I will have some extensive knowledge in the field I am passionate about. I will be able to teach literature. Maybe it's gonna allow me to have a life that I really want to have. That's perhaps a bit too personal, but my parents have never been wealthy. My dad is a worker, my mom was a cleaning lady, and now she's working in a school cafeteria, a school restaurant, whatever. Always had money issues, always told me that I had to work hard now to have a life that I cherish and value in the future. And this is something that has really stuck with me and that I think of very frequently. Second tip, or not really tip, but the second thing that really helps me is to think of it as a chance, because so many people don't have the chance and the opportunity to go to university or even high school or even school, even though they really want to. In some countries it is really expensive. In France it is not. In some countries, being a woman, I would not have the right to do that. And in some countries, because of the class my parents live in, and because of the income that they have, I would not be able to live here. I would not be able to go to university and do 2 master degrees. So it's a chance and I should be grateful for it. The first thing that I try to always keep in mind is that it's all a question of organization, and it really is. When I first started this year, I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna survive through this? And it is all a question of creating habits, basically. It's a question of not waiting for the last moment before doing something. It's a matter of knowing when you are supposed to finish this paper, when you're supposed to have read this book, when you're supposed to contact this teacher or this other student you're working with, and do things as quickly but as efficiently and as well as possible. And another thing that I find really helpful, and that's really linked to organization, is to not spend too much time making lists and plannings and schedules and stuff like that, because I have so many friends who do that and they end up spending so much time doing these things that this is wasted time for the actual work they're supposed to produce. Try as much as possible to keep a healthy lifestyle and rhythm. If you get too overwhelmed by what's happening in your life, and if you stop eating well, if you fuck, my back hurts so much. If you stop eating well, sleeping well, drinking enough water, you will feel shitty. It's gonna be really hard to work, and it's gonna make things even more difficult. So sticking to a healthy lifestyle and a healthy rhythm and whatnot is really, really important. You have basically to find a good working method or studying method for you. Some people need to hear things, some people need to write things down, some people need to, I don't know, read things over and over or sing them. Some people need to have books and little, notes and whatever. Some people need to study a lot. Some people will learn quicker. Learn about yourself and learn about what works for you. It's very important to just realize that working and studying are very different for everyone, and there are methods and tactics, whatever, strategies that you can put up and develop to help yourself enhance your working capacities. And last but definitely not least, it is important to have a network, or like a group of people at least, that can support you and encourage you and be there for you. When I first started doing my 2 master degrees, I just really didn't talk about it to many people, because I was so obsessed with it, I was so into it, I was so overwhelmed, and I didn't feel like people could understand, and I did not even think of telling people about that. And I just ended up being so surrounded by all those things that were only related to my master degrees and the internship and the worries that I had regarding all those things, that I felt really, really shitty. And at some point, I don't really know why, I just started talking about it with my friends, and I realized they could have really useful pieces of advice for me, that they could relate and that they had similar experience. Talk about it to your parents, talk about it to your friends, have them realize, that it's very difficult for you, but that you're here, you're still interested in them, and don't sort of forget about others. That there is no magic recipe, there is no magic trick to make it easy. It is not easy sometimes to study, it's not easy to find the motivation, but it's all about discipline and motivation. Realize how lucky and privileged you are that you are able to study, and remind yourself of why you're doing it. Not denying that being, feeling too much pressure from work or studying can be really damaging and harmful for your health and mental health. I'm not denying all those issues. I was the victim of that as well. But what I'm saying is that it's really helpful to sort of take some distance, step back, and think of things differently, have a different perspective. It's a chance to study. It really is a chance to have access to knowledge, to teachers and people helping you on your way to becoming someone else that will inspire and help people and be useful and efficient in the work that you're doing. Focus on the end goal, and it's gonna be okay. I hope this was interesting and inspiring, and I hope you got something positive out of this video, and I will see you later, guys. Bye.